Good evening. And welcome to Q&A in the Sir John Clancy Auditorium at the University of New South Wales. I'm Tony Jones, answering your questions tonight. The co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates. Please welcome our guest. Thank you. Well, because Mr Gates was only in Australia for 14 hours, tonight's program is the first ever pre-recorded Q&A. As usual, it's being simulcast on ABC News 24. And though we won't be able to answer your Twitter questions, we would like to see your Twitter comments published on the screen. So please join the Twitter conversation now with the Quanta hashtag. Well, Bill Gates is the world's most generous philanthropist. He made billions as the co-founder of Microsoft, the company which led the way in personal computing and changed the way that we all work and live. He's now, on and off, the world's richest man, and he's established the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with the intention of giving away most of his wealth by targeting billions of dollars at health and education projects around the world. He's visiting Australia to convince Australians to continue and to expand our aid program. And he joins us tonight as a guest of the University of New South Wales and the Pacific Friends of the Global Fund. We have an audience here of 900 students, graduates and guests, and they've got a lot of questions, so let's get started. Our very first question tonight comes from Betty Zeng.
Hello, Mr. Gates. It's really exciting to meet you in person. My question is, so you mentioned that your friend Warren Buffett once gave you some really great advice on philanthropy. He said, don't just go for the really safe projects, take on the really tough problems. What would you say is your toughest project that you've faced in your foundation?
Yes, Warren is very clear that the role of philanthropy is to do very tough things. The easy things can be solved by government or others. And I'd say the most difficult thing we work on is improving the United States education system. You know, the idea of how do you measure teachers, how do you give them feedback, how do you help them develop, how do you make sure there's the right incentive system around that. Very little's been put into that, and yet if you could make the teachers significantly better, the impact on equality, the impact on where the country would go would be pretty phenomenal. So I'd say that's the toughest thing we work on, even tougher than inventing new vaccines.
Yeah, what would be the most ambitious program then? Because getting rid of the polio vaccine by 2018 is a pretty huge task.
Yeah, eradicating polio, I think we have very strong odds of succeeding on that. We're down to 3 countries. We've had very successful fundraising over the last several months, and it's $5.5 billion, but we're using new tactics. We've looked at where it's been challenging, and we have less than 300 cases and only 3 countries. So I'd rate our odds as pretty good.
We've actually got a question